Very good evening to all of you. Today we have the second class of practical case study. So the pattern would be same. First, we will read the question, analyze the question, and then we'll solve the problem. Perfect. So in the right hand side, there is another system in which I will look into your chat. Okay. So the V Supply Private Limited is registered manufacturer of auto parts in Kolkata, West Bengal. The company has a manufacturing facility registered under Factories Act. It procures its input indigenously from both registered and unregistered supplier located within Calcutta as well as outside Calcutta, actually outside West Bengal, and also import some raw material from China. Perfect. So what is the description? Let me talk about certain transaction. The raw material is rupees 3.5 lakh and sales is 15 lakh. Very good evening, Viraj and Sriram. Consumable 1.25 lakhs, transportation, etc. Salary paid to employees, premium paid on life insurance, audit fees, telephone expenditure, and bank charges. All the above amount are exclusive of all kind of taxes. However, the applicable taxes have also been paid by the company. Following additional details are furnished by the company in respect of the payment and receipt reported by it. So now I would need your participation, your active reply in all the point which is being given in the additional information. The raw material amounting to rupees 0.80 lakhs is procured from Bihar and 1.5 lakh is imported from China. Fine. How much is the total raw material? The 3.5 lakh. So they are saying out of the 3.5 lakhs, so they have purchased from Bihar 0.80, they have purchased from China 1.5 lakh, and remaining amount is procured from West Bengal. So how much is the remaining amount? So 2 lakh, I think 1.20 lakhs, right? Out of such raw material, worth rupees 30 lakh is procured from unregistered supplier. So here there is an unregistered supplier, rupees 0.30 lakhs. Remaining raw material is procured from registered supplier. So I can say the remaining raw material will be 0.90 lakh. That will be from registered. Viraj, sir, finished today, May 2023 examination. Today was paper 8, difficult. So you have appeared in the examination, is it? Whereas you mean to say today there is an examination of CA final and that paper is very tough, is it? Then further raw material worth rupees 0.05 lakh. Okay, purchased from the registered located in the West Bengal has been destroyed due to the seepage problem in the factory and thus could not be used in the manufacturing process. So we have completed for the raw material part. Fine. So please tell me one thing. If we have purchased from China rupees 1.5, what is the tax rate? Let me go down and see the tax rate. The rate of the taxes is 9% and 9%. So total 18%. So fine, I will also take the paper and then we'll try to discuss some questions out of this in the coming days. Okay. Now, give me the answer. Only one answer. Rest is okay. 80 lakh procured from 0.80 lakh procured from registered party. That is from Bihar. That is okay. So if I have purchased goods from China, can you please calculate and tell me how much would be the IGST on import of goods? How much is the IGST on import of goods? How much is the IGST on import of goods? We all know that the GST like 1,50,000 is the basic value. Custom duty and social welfare cess and integrated tax are paid on the imported raw material. So please note, can you please check and verify? Let's see that the total value of the goods raw material is 1,50,000. Add the basic custom duty 15,000 and add the surcharge 0.015 lakh. It means 1,500. So if I will add total 1,66,500, what is the percentage? 18%. So 1,66,500 multiplied by 0.18. So it would come 29970. You can verify also. Just give me the one answer. Just give me one answer. Sorry, Janvi, I have seen late. I thought it is not being there. So just one question. Why I am adding custom duty? Why I am adding surcharge? Please give me the reason. Please give me the reason why I am adding these taxes, custom duty, surcharge to calculate IGST. Give me the reason why I am adding my question is why I am adding these custom duty, etc. in the value, and on the total value I am calculating the IGST. Sriram, still I need some more clarity. And Janvi, I need some more answer. That is for custom, perfectly okay. But I would need any reference from the CGST Act. Is there any reference in the GST Act? Correct. Fine. So as per section 15 subsection 2 clause A, as per section 15 subsection 2 clause A, we need to add the taxes, duty, surcharge, cess leviable other than GST. So as per section 15 subsection 2 clause A, we need to add in the value, and on the total value we are charging IGST. Okay. So computation of ITC of messers we supply for the okay. So first we are calculating let me go the raw material. Okay. So In the raw material, there is a too much calculation. In the raw material, there is too much calculation. So let me bifurcate the amount, and then we'll do one by one. So first is the purchase from Bihar. How much is the purchase from Bihar? So same, we will write value CGST, SGST, and IGST, correct? Then total. The raw material total purchase from Bihar is 80 lakh, 0.80 lakh. It means 80,000. Because the V supply is registered in Calcutta. So it will be CGST and SGST. No, sir, it will be IGST. Okay. So that is okay. Now, import of goods from China. Import of the goods from China. So we have calculated the total value is 1,50,000, and how much is the IGST? 29970. Correct. 0.18, 1,50,000 plus 15,000 plus 1,500. Then what is the total? 29970. It's matching perfectly okay. Now, the raw material which is purchased from supplier, the balance raw material from West Bengal. Now, in this particular, there is from unregistered party, how much? 30,000. Out of which raw material worth of rupees 30,000 is procured from unregistered supplier. So unregistered supplier, there will be no taxes. Now, please tell me one thing. Do we need to pay the IGST? Do we need to pay the GST and the reverse charge? My only one question, if the purchase of 30,000 from unregistered party, do I need to pay the tax under RCM? अगर मैंने अनरजिस्टर्ड पार्टी से माल परचेज किया है, तो क्या मुझे आरसीएम में टैक्स देना है? गिव मी द रीजन, गिव मी द आंसर अलोंग विद सम लॉजिकल रीजनिंग और लिंक विद द जीएसटी एक्ट. Link with the GST Act, then give me the answer. If I am purchasing from unregistered party, do I need to pay the tax under RCM? If not, then why? Purchase from unregistered supplier other than notified category of goods or services, that is in case of promoter developer under section 9 subsection 4, RCM is no RCM is applicable. Absolutely correct. Not covered under 9.4. With effect from 13th of October 2017. Unregistered supplier to registered has been postponed, and finally it has been amended. So you are not required to write so much date, so much section, but I'm just giving you the brief background. Sir, tax is payable on purchase from unregistered party. Answer is no. Pooja, Only notified goods and services, absolutely correct. All purchase from are not liable to RCM unless otherwise it is covered in the 9.4. So I have given small brief that what is the things which are covered in the 9.4. Okay. So 9.4, there is only one notification, 7/2019. Effectively, they are covering only the real estate sector. The promoter developer who has purchased the goods or services from unregistered supplier, then they need to pay the tax under RCM. There also there are some percentage for input service. There are some percentage for capital goods. No, nothing percentage. 100% capital goods. 100% cement should be from registered party. So we are not going into too much detail, but yes, that is sufficient. Now, next is out of such raw material. So please note one thing. You all have to remain in the class till last, because in the last 15-20 minutes, I am going to revise entire ITC chapter by asking random question. So if you like to revise entire ITC chapter, so we will do the case study for 2.5 hours, and last half an hour or 20 minutes, we will spend time on the quick round of the question answer by which you can revise entire ITC chapter. Okay, be sure. Now, the raw material worth rupees 0.05 lakh purchased from registered located has been destroyed due to the CPS problem. Okay. So can we take the ITC? Very good evening, Namrata. Destroyed due to CPS problem. Working note number 2. Kindly tell me what to write. You suggest me what to write regarding the 5,000 amount of raw material which has been destroyed due to the CPS problem in the factory. Very nice, very nice. In the factory is not ITC on raw material which is destroyed due to the CPS problem in the factory is not available as per section 17 subsection 5 and clause H of CGST Act. Okay. Very nice, very nice. And now the balance. What is the balance amount? What is the total raw material? 3.50 lakhs. 3,50,000 minus. So I can say the balance amount is 85,000, which I have purchased within West Bengal from registered party and on which I would be entitled to take ITC. So the total ITC of raw material would be like this: 7650, 7650 and 44370. Okay. Now next point is consumable rupees 1,25,000. Now we will talk about consumables. Okay. What is the working note? What is the note given for the consumables? Consumable are procured from registered supplier located in Calcutta, include the diesel worth rupees 25,000 for running the generator in the factory. Will there be any GST on the diesel? Will there be any GST on the diesel? Will there be any GST on the diesel? Answer would be no. Why no? Why no? We know that diesels, 5 specified petroleum product, 5 specified petroleum product are out of GST. So you can write here also, as per section 9 subsection 2 of CGST Act, 5 specified petroleum product is out of GST. That is petrol, comma, diesel, comma, aviation turbine fuel, natural gases. So you can write in detail, but I'm giving you just brief. So you can write all the 5 names. So hence, there is no GST on diesel. The balance consumable comes to rupees 1 lakh, and on which GST is 9,000 CGST and 9,000 SGST. Diesel and then balance consumables. So I can say 1 lakh. And what would be the GST? 9,000, 9,000. Yes, diesel is the out of the petroleum crude. Yes, I have given just name. You can just copy paste every entire name. You all remember petroleum crude, HSD, aviation turbine fuel, natural gases, etc. Correct. Absolutely correct. Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. So the consumable and diesels are done. So now the next item is transportation charges comprise of transportation charges. Okay. Now they are saying comprise of rupees 60,000 paid to the GTA in Calcutta, 60,000 paid to the GTA in Calcutta, and 10,000 paid to the card. GST is applicable on the GTA is 5%. How much is the transportation charges? Okay, 70,000. They've given the bifurcation. So I can say paid to GTA. Let me write here paid to GTA and paid to the bull card. Now, please comment that do we need to pay the tax under RCM on both or only on GTA or only on horse pull cart? And give me comment why there is no taxes or why there is taxes on both the item, whether RCM is applicable on both the item or not. Please give me the comment. As per section 9 subsection 3 of CGST Act, read with RCM notification 13/2017 central tax rate. The inward supply from GTA is covered under RCM. Therefore, rupees 60,000 would be leviable to GST at the rate of 5% under RCM. So I do agree that part is clear. So where is the transporter? Transporter is from Calcutta, Calcutta. So fine, no problem. So it would be 2.5% CGST and 2.5% as GST. Now, please tell me why there is no taxes on the payment made to the card. Why? Reason. Why there is no taxes for payment made to the card? Why there is no RCM on the payment made to the horse pull cart? It is also the transportation. It is also the transportation of goods. It is also the transportation of goods. Give me the reason. Further, there is no RCM on payment made to horse cart, because Janvi point is correct, but section number is incorrect. Section 10 is for composition levy. Section 10 is for composition levy, not for this particular exemption from GST. But yes, because as per serial number 18 of exemption notification 12/2017 CT rates. What is the meaning of CT? Central tax. The transportation of goods by road other than GTA and courier company are exempt service. Hence, no RCM is leviable on this. Now Janvi is correct. Section 11, yes. RCM, Sriram is saying RCM is applicable on the GTA. Absolutely correct. RCM not applicable on the transportation cost incurred other than by way of the motor vehicle. Nee. That is not correct. So if you use the word other than motor vehicle, let's say you have hired one auto wala, okay, and he is delivering the goods as per your instruction to your customer, and let's say he's charging 30,000. You have given the goods to the auto wala, okay, and is delivered to your customer. Whether RCM would be applicable because it is a motor vehicle? The answer would be no. Answer would be no. Why no? Because as per this exemption notification, if the supplier is not the GTA or if the supplier is not the courier company, then such transportation would be exempted. What is the meaning of GTA? GTA means the person who is transporting the goods by road plus who issue the consignment note. As a general practice, auto wala never issue the consignment note. Hence, this service would fall under exemption. Is it clear? I hope. Because other than motor vehicle, so that is somehow exemption under rule 138. That is from e-way bill. Your language looks like e-way bill ka exemption. Your language looks like the exemption of e-way bill. You are referring the rule 138 sub rule 14. It appears. So I hope it is clear. Simply other than motor vehicle, nahi, it can cover the motor vehicle also. So taxable is only GTA and courier company. Let's move to the next. So if you have any counter question, suppose if I am giving the explanation and you are not satisfied, you are feel free to do the argument with me. There is no problem at all. Suppose I am giving the reply and you are not accepting that reply, or you are not agreeing to that reply, or you have some counter question, kindly raise. There is no problem at all, because here, whatever the question we will do in depth. That is my only point which I like to convey. Okay. Now, the life insurance policy for the specified employee has been taken by the company for to fulfill an statutory obligation. In this regard, the service provider is also registered in West Bengal. ITC available or not available? ITC available or not available? Amount is 1,60,000. Whether ITC would be available or not available? ITC would be available because you can say it is an statutory obligation. So here we can also write one comment as per the section 17 subsection 5 clause B, the ITC of life insurance is fall under block category. However, as per the proviso to this clause, the ITC, sorry, so ITC on life insurance paid is generally covered by the section 17 subsection 5 clause B subclause 1 and except when the same is incurred by the employer as a part of compulsion by any other law. Okay. So absolutely correct. So we are okay with all. We are at same path. Salary pay to the employees on roll on rolls. On roll employee means he is my employee. Okay. He is my employee. Do I need to pay the GST on roll employees? Answer is no. Why no? Why no? So what can you give in the comment? Suppose if you like to give some comment, 1 line, 2 line doesn't matter. Okay. If you like to give the comment, there is no GST payable on this particular salary payment, then what comment I can put? Are covered in the schedule 3 and therefore neither supply of goods nor supply of services. Hence, no GST payable. ठीक है, यहां तक ठीक है ना? Is everyone okay with till that? यहां तक सब कुछ ठीक है? Please confirm. Is that okay? Everyone are okay till that? So we can move to the next. Now the premium paid, audit fees, telephone expenditure and bank charges. So premium paid we have covered. Now we are talking about audit fees. They are saying audit fees. Telephone. Yes, audit fees is paid to Messrs. Goyal and Company, a firm of chartered accountant registered in West Bengal for the statutory audit of the preceding financial year. So we can simply say the audit fees $50,000. Schedule fee, absolutely number one. So next is telephone and bank charges. Telephone charges pertain to the bills for the landline phone installed at factory and mobile phone given to the employee for official use. Telecom service provider is registered in West Bengal. Bank charges are toward the company's current account maintained with a private sector bank registered in West Bengal. So we can simply say the telephone expenditure, bank charges are in the course or furtherance of business, hence ITC would be available as per section 16 of CGST Act. Okay. So what is the amount? Telephone expenses is 30,000. And bank charges is 10,000. So by which I think ITC ka part is completed. 48,300, 48,388, 470. Is there any doubt, any concern? So we can relook into that. Let me check once again. So it's doubled. So we have to start with the serial number 12. Okay. Now they are saying the breakup of the sales is as under: sales in West Bengal, sales other than West Bengal, and export under LUT. Fine. 7 or 3, 10 or plus 5, 15 lakh. What is the total sales? 15 lakh. Perfect. They are saying there is an opening balance of the ITC. Okay. So here I can say the opening balance of ITC. How much is the CGST? 15 lakh. Sorry, 0.15 lakhs. So 15,000. 8,000 SGST and IGST is 9,000. So now I can say the closing balance of ITC 55,650, 48,650, and 53,370. Absolutely correct number. So this part, one part is completed. This one part is completed computation of ITC. Okay. Now let's say what is the tax liability on the sales. Tax liability on the outward supply. Okay. Sales in West Bengal. Kitna? 7 lakh. It would be CGST and SGST. Perfect. And sales in other than West Bengal. How much is 3 lakhs? It would be 18%. 54,000. And export under LUT. Do I need to pay the taxes if I'm exporting the goods under LUT? If I'm exporting the goods under LUT, do I need to pay the taxes? If I'm exporting the goods under LUT, do I need to pay the taxes? Answer is no. Will I be entitled to take the refund? Will I be entitled to take the refund if I'm exporting the goods under LUT? Will I am entitled to take the refund of goods exported under LUT? One difference I like to ask from everyone. See, one difference I like to ask from everyone. So my humble request, please answer. My humble request, kindly answer everyone. See, we know that if we are exporting the goods on payment of IGST or without IGST but under LUT, in both the cases, we are entitled to take the refund. If we are entitled to take the refund, then please tell me what is the difference or why one should go on payment of IGST instead of LUT. मैं आपसे पूछना चाहता हूं, अगर लेट्स से मैं आपका क्लाइंट हूं एंड इफ आई एम एक्सपोर्टिंग द गुड्स, then what you suggest, on IGST or without IGST under LUT? What would you suggest along with reason? See, I know that there could be the circumstances on which this decision depend. Fully agree with you. But give me the reason why I should export on IGST if LUT route is available, wherein I am not required to pay the GST, then why I should go for IGST route? Very important question. Waiting for the reply. Requesting everyone to give the reply. Sriram Janvi, Pooja, Harsh, Namrata, Viraj, everyone. Kindly give me the answer that why I should export the goods on payment of IGST. Let's say I am your client and you are going to suggest to me. Very important question. By reasoning to this question, I would be able to understand your in-depth checking about the export, import and refund chapter. See, we are doing the problem of the ITC, but actually we are doing the problem not only of ITC, but the entire GST. We are able to discuss every provision wherever any line come or any other provision is being touched. So we are trying to go into the some of the deeper part of that particular provisions. Still no answer. Still no answer. If you will not give the answer, I will not give the answer to this question. So you have to give me the answer. Otherwise, I will again move to the normal discussion which we were doing. You have to give me the answer, then only I will move. Otherwise, I will go back to the normal discussion, practical problem which we were doing. I'm not satisfied any of, there are 3 answers which I've received, but not satisfied with any of the answer. To avail the ITC, no. No. Giving you 1 more minute. Let's see if someone give the replies. Then I will discuss. Otherwise, I will keep as a homework. You tell me in the subsequent classes. Once you give the reply, once you do the homework and then try to give me the answer, I will give the final concluding reply in this particular question. Pooja, absolutely correct. Export of the goods is 0 rated. There will be no apportionment of ITC. Full credit available. Absolutely correct. So why there is two route? Then why there is two route? Suppose suppose I'm your client and I'm saying that should I export on IGST or LUT? Then why I should export on IGST? If everything is okay with LUT, LUT is advantage now. I am not required to pay anything, and the rest I can take the refund also. Later on, I can take the refund of my accumulated ITC. So what is the harm in going to the LUT route? Obviously, then my question, my specific question to you being a consultant, that why one should go for on IGST route? Uh, Sriram, because whatever IGST we pay, we can get the refund along with any incentive are same. See, if I'm exporting, incentive would be same. There is no changes. Suppose I'm exporting the goods on IGST or under LUT. If there is any incentive in the foreign trade policies or in any other custom, etc., I'm not going into the what are the benefit. Let's say if there is any benefit, then if my supply is zero rated, obviously the incentive would remain same whether I'm exporting on IGST or under LUT. There are three major difference. Now I'm giving the reply because you all have tried. But what is my reasoning? But please confirm after that, is it clear or not? The first, it is automatic route. Automatic route of what? Automatic route for refund. In this case, if I have exported the goods on IGST, you are not required to file refund. I am not required to file any refund application. Amount will get credited in my bank account once the data from IceGate and GST return, if match, then my return would be automatically processed. Here I have to file the refund for in the RFD01. First difference is clear to all. I will tell you three difference. First, tell me the difference number one is clear to all. The difference number one is clear to all. Automatic route, you can refer the rule 96, and here you can refer the rule 89, sub rule 4. Second difference. Second difference I'm giving you with example. Second difference I'm explaining with the help of example. Let's say I have exported the goods on payment of IGST and there is a GST liability of 1 lakh rupees. There's a GST liability of 1 lakh rupees. I have the ITC of input, let's say 20,000. I have the ITC of input service, let's say 25,000. And I have the ITC on the capital goods, let's say 35,000. Okay. So I have the total ITC of 80. I can use 80,000 and balance 20,000. I will make the payment in cash. Correct. I will file my GSTR 1. I will file my GSTR 3B. And in 3B, I will report my tax liability as 1 lakh rupees. I will use the ITC of 80,000. And then 20,000 would be paid through cash. How much refund would be granted? Entire 1 lakh. How much refund would be granted? Entire 1 lakh. Refund of taxes paid. How you paid the taxes, it is irrelevant. How you paid the taxes, it is irrelevant. Whether you use ITC or cash, doesn't matter. The entire taxes paid would be refunded. Now let's say if this is the case of LUT. Now, if this is the case of LUT, I am not required to pay any taxes. Yes. Then I will file the refund application for accumulated ITC. What would be the refund amount? A refund would be granted ITC of input 20,000, ITC of input service 25,000, ITC of the capital goods is prohibited. If I will go with the route of LUT, they will give me the refund of 20 and 25,000. So entire refund, totally refund would be 45,000. So what we can say, the refund of entire taxes paid, entire tax paid, including capital goods. Here, no refund of capital goods, ITC of capital goods. Two reason sufficient, and third reason, let me tell you one more reason. The third reason is in this particular LUT route for export of goods, there is a upper limit. There is an upper limit of 1.5 times. There's an upper limit of one. So I'm not sure. So I am giving you some practical insight also. Okay. And there is no upper limit. So this is the three major reason why one should go for the on payment of IGST instead of LUT. If someone like ask the question, then you can give the reply in this manner. Is it clear? एक बार कंफर्म करना, कुछ क्लियर हुआ या कंफ्यूज कर दिया मैंने आपको? क्लियर हुआ या कंफ्यूज कर दिया? Please confirm. Is it clear or I have confused you? Thank you. Thank you. So in this case, what is my total tax liability? 63,000. What is the IGS? What is the ITC? So because the ITC is lesser in every head, so I can use directly. Okay. There is no requirement of cross utilization. Add RCM liability. What is the RCM liability? You can go in the top and that GTA wala. Correct. So this is the total amount which you need to pay in cash. Whenever you have the offsetting ka question, so whenever you need to perform the offset in the question, always write about section 49A, 49B. Also write that RCM liability cannot be discharged by using the input tax credit. So these points would always remain applicable. So you can write in the working note. By this, my question number 1 is completed. By this, my question number 1 is completed. Okay. So let's take a small break of 10 minutes. Small break of 10 minutes only. We will resume at 7 o'clock. Sir, are you there? I was discussing about these 49.5 read with rule 88A and circular 98, section 49, subsection 5, 49 capital A, 49 capital B, rule 88A, circular 98. Whatever is applicable for the offset of tax liability with ITC, you always write. And this section 49, subsection 4, that amount available in credit ledger may be used for making the payment toward the output tax. And what is the output tax? Reverse charge is not the output tax, and therefore the RCM liability to be discharged only in cash and cannot be settled, cannot be paid through ITC. So these two things you always have to write if they are in the question. So I think that we have to pay to C or S in any order, in any manner. Absolutely correct. But now it is clear. Thank you. So let's move to the another question. PQR Limited, the registered supplier of the Bangalore, is a manufacturer of the goods. The company provides the following information pertaining to the GST paid on inward supply during the month of April. Now, it is a very short question are there, so we will not spend too much time. So we have the another 1.5 hour. So we will try to close by that all the question, and then we'll come to the entire GST revision, entire GST of ITC chapter only. The life insurance paid by the company for the life insurance of the factory employees as per the policy of the company, there is no legal obligation. So can we take the ITC? Quickly tell me, can we take the ITC? What is the point? Life insurance paid by the company. Because it is not a obligation, so therefore ITC will not be available. Correct? So 1,50,000. Can you take the ITC? Answer is no. So I think now there is no requirement to write the note as well. So I will discuss only because we have done the practice for the 4 question or big question regarding the working note. Okay. So I just only say that you will write working note because I have already covered this one. So you can simply say the life insurance premium is fall under the block category of 17 subsection 5. Yes, absolutely clause B. So therefore ITC is blocked and it is also not obligatory, hence no ITC. Very nice. Correct. Now next is raw material purchase for which invoice is missing but delivery challan is there. So I think we can take the ITC rupees 38,000. Whether ITC would be available or is there any concern? Whether ITC would be available if I have the delivery challan, invoice is missing. No problem. Just asking. Is there any problem? Is there any problem? Oh, this is GST paid. Sorry. And I think no bifurcation is required probably. Okay, no bifurcation is required. So I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So the point is absolutely correct. By virtue of the 16 subsection 2, there are some condition by which we have to take the then satisfaction of all the condition is mandatory for taking the input tax credit, in which one of the condition is says that you should have the tax invoice or any other document as prescribed in rule 36 sub rule 1. It can be tax invoice. Can you please tell me any other document instead of tax invoice? Suppose in place of the tax invoice, can you tell me one more document which is valid document for ITC? One more document ka name. One more document name. So one tax invoice. Please tell me some more document, only one more document number name on which I can take the ITC. Because probably there would be no tax invoice available. There would be no tax invoice available. The answer is like bill of entry. Bill of entry for import of the goods. Self invoice 31 subsection 3 clause F. ISD, debit note. Correct. All these documents are there. Where it is written in the rule. But if you refer the section 16 subsection 2, you will find invoice or debit note. Correct. So you can write accordingly in the working note. Okay. So can you take the ITC? Answer is no, I cannot take the ITC. Then third is, what is the third? Raw material purchase which are used for zero rated supply. Now what is written in the bottom? They are saying the avail the ITC of 2,40,000 on which directly sent to the job worker. Okay. Check all the above inward supply except serial number 3. So this serial number 3 have been used in the manufacturing of taxable goods. Inward supplies at serial number 3 above has been used in the manufacturing of exempted goods. So it means the zero rated supply, basically it is export of exempted item. Now tell me whether ITC would be available or not. Now tell me whether ITC of the 50,000 would be available or not if the outward supply is exempted item. Outward supplies of the export or SEZ is of exempted item. Very important question. Please confirm. Can I take the ITC of zero rated supply if the same is exempted? No answer. I have received one answer that ITC not allowed even for export, but if it is exempted. Any other answer? Absolutely. So Sriram, you mean to say if export is of exempted item, you cannot take the ITC. Is it what you like to say? Janvi, your answer is correct, but reference slightly you can improve. As per section 16 of IGST Act, this time I'm using the word IGST. As per 16 subsection 2 of IGST Act, you can take the ITC for zero rated supplies, even though it is exempted. Means if my outward supply, which is export, but item is exempted, still I can take the ITC by virtue of the 16 subsection 2. IGST Act, not CGST, because CGST, we just now recalled that it is for documentation. It is for condition to take the ITC document, goods or services received, GSTR 3B has been furnished. So even though this raw material, which is being used for exempted export, you can take the ITC. Okay. You can refer 16 subsection 2 of IGST Act, and then you will find that the word is there that notwithstanding that whether item are exempted or not. Okay. So now I can say the raw material which are used for zero rated supply, and this is very important explanation. Right, Pooja? The perfect language is ITC can be availed notwithstanding supply is exempted. Okay. The work contract service used for repair of the factory building, which is debited to the profit and loss account of the company. Can we take the ITC? Can we take the ITC? Now here are two important points. See, work contract used for repair of the factory, which is debited to the profit and loss account. What does it mean? As per 17 subsection 5 clause C or clause D, construction of immovable property is under block category. So except other than plant and machinery. And there is also one more exclusion, that when it is used for inward supply for making the outward supply of the same category. Let me repeat once again. As per section 17 subsection 5 clause C or the clause D, the construction of immovable property is covered under block category. However, the explanations say what is the meaning of construction. The construction means capitalization, and you need to highlight, important, bold, italic, whatever you do. But yes, this point you have to highlight, that construction means capitalization, to the extent of capitalization. Now you can say in this particular case, because the expenditure is debited to the profit and loss account, hence it is not construction, and therefore ITC is not blocked. Very nice, Zanvi. Very nice, very nice. So 30,000 I can take the ITC. Company purchased the capital goods of 4 lakh and claimed the depreciation of rupees 44,800, 10% on full amount. What is the full amount? 4 lakh is the taxable value, 48,000 is the tax. So the total value is 4,48,000, and the depreciation is being claimed 44,800. So it is a capital goods. ITC is available or not? Give me the reason. I am not receiving the reply from everyone. सभी को समझ में आ रहा है ना discussion? Everyone is comfortable to have the discussion, na? I hope everyone are able to understand and cope up with my discussion right now. कोई confusion, कोई question, kindly raise. Otherwise, I would need only one thing, that active participation of all the students. मेरी बच्चा लोग आपसे सिर्फ एक ही रिक्वेस्ट है कि आप लोग सिर्फ रिप्लाई करिए जो भी क्वेश्चन है, डजंट मैटर वेदर इट इज करेक्ट और नॉट करेक्ट, ठीक है, बट ट्राई टू डू द रिप्लाई सो दैट वी बोथ विल इन्वॉल्व, we all will involve to each other, because it is a virtual class, so it is difficult because I can't see the face, or we can't do the like face to face discussion like classes. So my humble request, kindly give the reply. No ITC as per 16, ITC cannot. Yes, absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. As per 16 subsection 3 of the CGST Act, that if I have claimed the depreciation on GST part, I cannot take the ITC. In this case, suppose if the registered person is capitalizing 4 lakh, taking the ITC of the 4 lakh, taking the depreciation on the 4 lakh, then there is no problem. 48,000 ka ITC would be available. वेरी नाइस, थैंक यू सो मच श्री राम। क्या यही तो चाहिए आप लोगों से मुझे यार। करेक्ट, सो एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट, सो आईटीसी वोंट बी अवेलेबल। So what is the total ITC? Total ITC is 80,000. ठीक है, now let's move to the another question. But we have not read this particular first other information. In the month of the September of the previous financial year, PQR Company Limited availed the ITC of 2,40,000 on purchase of the raw material, which was directly sent to the job worker premises under the challan on 25th September. The said raw material has not been received back up to 30th April. Will it create the liability? Will it create the liability if the goods are not received back by this 30th April? Will it create the liability? Please give me some provisions by which I can conclude this particular point number 1. Will it create the liability? If not, why? Will this create the liability? If not, then why? क्या ये liability create करेगा? I have sent the goods in the last year September, but till now it is not received back. Will it create the liability? Very nice. As per section 143, if it is an input, then it should come back within a period of 1 year. or if it is a capital goods, it should come back within a period of 3 years. As per the proviso, the time can be extended by another 1 year, and in case of input, and for capital goods, it can be extended by another period of 2 years. So the total time limit, including extension, is 2 year and 5 year. So till now, the time limit is not crossed. So there is no deemed supply as per section 143. So it will not create any liability. Thank you so much. Now let's read the question. All are very small question. Now the questions are very small. Okay. ABC Company Limited of Bangalore is a manufacturer and registered supplier of machinery. It has provided the following detail for a tax period. Okay. Health insurance of the factory employees as required by the Factories Act. Let's complete the question, okay, because it's slightly long question. Raw material of which invoice have been received and GST has also been paid for full amount, but only 50% of the material has been received. Remaining 50% will be received in the next month. Work contract service used for installation of plant and machinery. Purchase of the machine sent directly to the job worker premises under the cover of the delivery challan. Purchase of the car used by the director, outdoor catering services for the business material. Now, ABC company also provides service of hiring of machines along with the manpower for operation. So they are providing the hiring of the machine, and they are also providing the manpower for the operation. As per the trade practice, machine are always hired along with operator, and also operator are supplied when machine are hired out. So it means the operator would only be given if they are taking the machine. So if one is not taking the machine, so operator would not be given. Perfect. Any linking by this sentence? Any linking by this sentence? Any provision you like to apply by reading this sentence? Very nice. Janvi, Sriram, Pooja, thank you so much for your reply. Absolutely correct, Namrata. It becomes the composite supply. What is the principal supply in this case? It becomes the composite supply. You have to give the reference of section 2 clause 30, read with section 2 clause 90, and then reference of section 8. You can say the principal supply is hiring of machine, and the operator become ancillary supply, and both forming part would be the composite supply. It is the principal supply, and manpower for operation is the ancillary supply. Therefore, as per the section 2 clause 30, it becomes the composite, and the section 8 says the rate which is applicable on the principal supply would same rate applies on the ancillary. Now, output supplies are 5,25,000 for hiring the receipt for machine, and service charge for supply the manpower operator is 2,35,000. Assume the rate of the GST is 12% for hiring and manpower 18%. So here we will apply 12% and here we will apply 18%. Is it correct? In case of line item 1, we will apply 12%. In case of the line item 2, we will apply 18%. Is it correct? The answer is no, it is not correct. The simple point which we have already discussed, the hiring and the manpower operator is the composite supply. So the rate which is applicable on the hiring, same rate would be applied on the service charge for the supply of the manpower operator. Correct? So this become irrelevant. Compute the amount of the ITC available and net GST payable from the cash ledger. ठीक है. Opening balance is nil. ठीक है. So first calculate the health insurance ITC. Working note number 1. ITC available as per Factories Act. So ITC would be available. And what could be the reason? We can also write this time we can also write the comment. Health insurance, the factory employee health insurance as per the required is eligible for ITC as per section 17 subsection 5 clause B. As it is obligation on the employer to provide to its employee as per law. ठीक है, very nice. Now, what is the next line item? Raw material for which invoice have been received and GST have also been paid for full. So any comment? In my view, any comment? In my view, can we take the ITC? In my view, we can take the ITC. Any comment for this particular? Whether ITC would be available for 18,000 or not? As per section 16 subsection 2, ITC would be available when the goods or services has been received. If the very nice. If the goods are received in lot or installment, then ITC would be available only on the last lot. Correct? When all the conditions are satisfied, including the goods or services have been received. Absolutely correct. Now, what is the third item? Work contract service for installation of plant and machinery. ITC available or not available? They have not given any information regarding. They have not given any information regarding whether it is capitalized or it is debited to the profit and loss account. So do we need to make any assumption that in the absence of the information, we have assumed it is capitalized, so no ITC available? What we have to give in the remark, kindly clarify. Very nice, Namrata, Janvi, Sriram, Pooja. Thank you so much for your active participation. if the work contract service used for the installation of the plant and machinery ITC available or not, do we need to add assumption that in the absence of the information, we assume that the same is debited to the profit and loss account or same is capitalized? Do we need to make any assumption or we are not required to have any assumptions? Answer is as per section 17 subsection 5 clause C or clause D, work contract service for construction of immovable property is falling under is block category, except plant and machinery. In the given case, as the work contract service is for plant and machinery, hence ITC is eligible. So what we can say, ITC would be available. Now, what is the next line item? Purchase of the machine and sent directly to the job worker premises under the delivery challan. ITC available or not available? Any comment? ITC available or not available? Any comment? Very nice comment. Very nicely done. Very nice, Pooja, Janvi, Namrata. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now, whether ITC can be availed if the machine has not been received and has been directly sent to the job worker premises. Available. What is the amount? 50,000. Again, we can write as per section 19 of CGST Act that the ITC is available to principal if the goods are absolutely correct. So here I would say that please do not use bill to ship to model. My suggestion. See, that is incorrect. So I cannot say it is incorrect. It is also correct. See, here I like to explain one point. See, as per section 16 subsection 2 clause B, it says that goods or services has been received. As per 16 subsection 2 clause B of the CGST Act, it says that goods or services has been received. There are two explanations in this particular provision. There are two explanations, 1 and explanation 2. What is that? They are saying in case of the bill to ship to model, basically in short I am explaining. So if the goods are being sent on the direction of third party or services are being given directly to the third party, as per the direction of third party to another person, then it will be assumed that yes, it will be deemed that yes, the third party has received the goods or services. But this case is something covered in the section 19 ITC in case of the job worker. There is a specific provision for job worker with respect to ITC. So I can say you can talk here, you can talk about section 16 for section 19, because it is not the bill to ship to model. What is the bill to ship to model? In short, if I will say, so there are three parties, A, B, and C. Suppose A is raising the bill to B, but sending the goods to C. And B will also raise the invoice to C. So in case of the bill to ship to model, normally, I'm not saying 100%, normally there will be two tax invoice. Normally there will be two tax invoice, but only one movement. Normally it will be the two tax invoice, but here in case of the principal to job worker, there will be no tax invoice between principal to job worker, assuming the goods has been received back within 1 year, or capital goods has been received back within a period of 3 years or extended time period. Otherwise, there will be no tax invoice. So it is specifically covered in the section 19. So I would prefer to use section 19 instead of section 16 to be ka explanation. Instead of explanation to the section 16 subsection 2 clause B. I hope it is okay. Clear, na? It is clear, right? ठीक है. Now, purchase of the car by the director used exclusively for the purpose of business meeting. Purchase of the car used exclusively for the business meeting. Can we take the ITC? Yes. In the last class, we had one particular point. Can we use the ITC? As per section 17, subsection 5, clause A, if it is not more than 13-seater, used for transportation of person, you cannot take the ITC. You cannot take the ITC even though it is used for business purpose only. Repeating once again, section 17, subsection 5, clause A says, if the motor vehicle, which is up to 13-seater, including driver, transportation of person, then it is covered in the block category, irrespective of the fact whether it is being used for business purpose or not. This point you have to explain that section 17, subsection 5 is starting with notwithstanding anything contained. Is a non-obstant clause. Yes, but there are three exceptions. Yes. If it is for further supply, if it is for training or driving or Motor vehicle. I have forgot one. Can you please help me to recall? There are three exceptions, but I have forgot one. Further supply, training or driving, and third one is, what was the third one? Yes, transportation of passenger. Let me ask you one question. Let me ask you one question. Suppose I am big basket. I am big basket and I have purchased the commercial vehicle up to 13-seater for transportation of my goods for delivery. I'm purchasing the motor vehicle for transportation of goods to my customer. Can I take the ITC? It is up to 13-seater, including driver. Please note, transportation of goods is not covered in any of the exception. Please note, transportation of goods is not covered in any of the exception. I am big basket, purchase the motor vehicle up to 13-seater for transportation of my goods. Whatever you are purchasing, you are the customer giving the order. My company is delivering. For making the delivery, they are purchasing the motor vehicle. My question to all of you, will I be eligible to take the ITC or not? The problem is that transportation of goods is not covered in any of the three exceptions. Can I take the ITC? Can I take the ITC? Very important question. Now I seen the reply. I saw the reply, and based on the reply, now it appears that it is very important question. I have received the reply, waiting for others, balance participant to give the reply. But as of now, the reply saying that no ITC, only passenger transportation is allowed, something like that. Oh my God. Okay, no problem. Whether I can take the ITC or not. This is my again question to all of you. Now see, very important point. Which car is blocked? See, this is not belong to my particular case study, but yes, it is important. If the vehicle is for transportation of person and up to 13-seater, then ITC is under the block category. Let me ask you one more point. I have purchased the bus for my transportation of employee. Can I take the ITC? It is 52 seaters. You all will say yes, ITC available. Why available? Because the block is only up to 13-seater. It is used for the transportation of person, but it is not up to 13-seater. So you will say ITC available. Absolutely correct. Now I have purchased the motor vehicle for goods. Can I take the ITC? Answer would be yes. You can take the ITC. Why, sir? In this case, you will say, sir, it is up to 13-seater, but it is not for transportation of person. It is up to 13-seater, but it is not for the transportation of person. So, my dear friend, if the vehicle is being used for the transportation of goods, if the vehicle is being used for the transportation of goods, it should be goods vehicle. I cannot say, sir, I have purchased the, let's say, BMW car and I'm using for the transportation of goods. No, sir. It should be registered under the motor vehicle as the transportation of goods vehicle. It should be registered under the motor vehicle as a transportation of goods. So suppose if I have purchased such vehicle which I am using for the transportation of goods, then in that case, ITC would be available. Agree or not? So if you go to the section 17 subsection 5, it is clause A question. But if you go to the next clause, which is talking about the vessel and aircraft, you will find that same three exception, and in the clause B, they are using the transportation of goods. My dear friend, if any vehicle used for the transportation of goods, it doesn't matter, ITC would always be available. It is never blocked. I hope it is clear. It is never blocked. You can see the vessel and aircraft wala clause. It is specifically written in the transportation of goods. So you may ask, sir, why it is not written in the clause A? Why it is not written? Because indirectly they have included. They've used the word transportation of person. It means if it is transportation of goods, no problem. It is always allowed. एक बार confirm करें कि point clear है या नहीं. Please confirm, is it clear to everyone or not? Because based on your reply, it appeared that this was very important to discuss. Section 17 subsection 5 is starting with the non-obstant clause. Which means that even though the inward supply is used for the purpose of business, then also the ITC would fall under block category. ठीक है, ये वाला पॉइंट कंप्लीट हुआ. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, आउटडोर कैटरिंग सर्विस अलाउड फॉर बिजनेस मीटिंग. Same reason as per section 17 subsection 5 clause B. Subclause 1 if you like to write, that your choice. ITC on outdoor catering is not available, not eligible. So you can write the same because section 17.5 is starting with non-obstant clause. So which means that even though the inward supply is used for the purpose of business, then also the outward supply is blocked if the same is covered in section 17 subsection 5. ABC company also provide the hiring of the manpower. That is okay. That is okay. That is okay. Now we need to calculate and how much is the total ITC? 82,000. Is it? Once again, check. So what is the total ITC? 82,000 is the total ITC. ठीक है. We can say that now gross tax liability. Tax liabilities on outward supply. So here I can say the hiring of machine and service charge on. So 5,25,000 into 0.12 and 2,35,000 into 0.12. So here you can write one more. I think this particular point was left. Okay, but we can write in the 7 number point, as the supply is composite supply as per section 2 clause 30 of CGST Act. Hence, the service charge for manpower operator, which is ancillary in the nature, would be chargeable at the same rate as applicable to principal supply, that is supply of hiring of machine. So the rate is 12%. So all the language you can also frame better. I'm only giving some guidance. This is not that you have to copy paste, because you are also now final student. So you are very mature, correct? So the language you can also frame as per your own understanding, but yes, some guideline or some of the framework I'm giving you. Please do not copy paste, because I'm also not giving the same. I'm only giving the question. So what is my total tax liability? 91,000. Now, computation of tax paid in cash. Total, I can say gross tax liability 91,000 less ITC 82,000, balance to be paid in cash. So I can say the balance amount to be paid through electronic cash. So by this, my next question is also being completed. The third question is completed. Please confirm, is it okay? So I can move to the next question. Any doubt or everything is okay? So let's move to the third question, fourth question rather. Pari Limited of Jodhpur is a registered manufacturer of the cosmetic product. Pari Limited has furnished following detail for a tax period. Supply in Rajasthan. Supplies in the state other than Rajasthan. Export under LUT. Raw material purchased from the registered supplier located in Rajasthan. Unregistered supplier located in Rajasthan. Raw material purchased from the Punjab from registered supplier. Integrated tax on purchase from USA. Consumable purchase from registered supplier located in Rajasthan, including HSD. Monthly rent for factory building. Salary paid to the employees on roll. Premium paid. So compute same thing I have to compute. So do one thing. We will take the break of only small break. Again 10 minute का break लेते and then we will start this question. सर एक बार 10 मिनट का ब्रेक चालू कर दीजिए and we will resume at 7:10. 8:10. अशोक जी So fine. Let me move to the next question, which is we have already discussed. Assume the CGST, SGST, and IGST rate is 9, 9, and 18. All other necessary conditions have been complied with. Compute ITC available with Pari Limited for the tax period. Net GST payable from electronic cash label. So fine. So let me almost same question it would be. I can say so again I will not use or I will not write the working note because almost it is covered. So first we will do the computation of ITC, right? Okay. So okay, let me complete first. The raw material purchased from the registered supplier located in Rajasthan. And this party is also of Rajasthan. Okay. So the total amount is 1,06,250, right? This is the value, and it would be CGST and SGST. Next is raw material purchased from unregistered supplier in Rajasthan. What is the value? 37,500. Is there any tax? No. Yes, you can write here working note, which we have already done, like of 9 subsection 4. So any point which you like to discuss in detail, you can ping me or you can chat me. So I will take up that particular point in detail. Raw material purchase from Punjab from registered supplier. How much is the amount? 1 lakh. And total tax is, because it is outside the state, so I am taking IGST. Integrated tax paid on the raw material imported from USA, 22,732. It will be the only IGST. So they have not given the total amount. They have simply said that this much of the ITC. So you can give the note that yes, total IGST paid is available for ITC. Okay. You can also give the reference of the document, rule 36, that bill of entry would be the document for taking the ITC. Consumable purchase from the registered supplier located in Rajasthan, including HSD, on which excise is duty paid. And what is the value of the HSD? 31,250 for running the machinery in the factory. Okay. So I can say here you need to write the working note. What is the total value? 1,56,250 minus what is the total value of the HSD? 31,250. So I can say that total value of consumable other than HSD would be this, and they have purchased from Rajasthan. Yes, Rajasthan. So it would be 9% CGST, 9% SGST. Clear? Next, monthly rent for factory building to the owner in Rajasthan. Very important question to all of you. Which assumption is correct? I'm writing 2 assumptions. You have to select one assumptions, or both are correct. You have to tell me. In case of the immovable property, it will always be CGST and SGST as place of the supply according to section 12 subsection 3 is location of property. This is my first assumption. This is my second assumption, that we assume that supplier is located in Rajasthan and hence it would be CGST and SGST. Because in this particular problem, in this particular case study, let's say I like to apply CGST and SGST. Which assumption is more correct? Or do we need to give the both assumption, or only A or only B, or not required at all? After that, I will ask one more question. Give me the answer, sir. I'm waiting for your reply. Option number A or assumption number A, in case of the immovable property, it will always CGST and SGST because the place of the property will be the place of the supply as per section 12 subsection 3. Or we should write, we assume that supplier is located in Rajasthan and therefore it will be C plus S. Which assumption we need to add if I am charging CGST and SGST? I have received all three answers. One is saying A is correct, one is saying B is correct, and one is saying both. Now, fine, no problem. My another question. Can IGST be charged on the immovable property, renting of immovable property? Can IGST be charged on renting of immovable property? And just my question. This is my question which I like to ask, but before that, I have added one point by which I got the clarity. There is some confusion among all the participants. Now my specific question, can IGST be charged on the renting of immovable property? Yes or no? Can IGST be charged on the renting of the immovable property? Very specific question. Might be I am slightly deviating from the topic, but it is important. Can I charge IGST on renting of immovable property? Let's say all parties are in India. Supplier is also in India. Let's say I'm from Rajasthan, properties in Delhi, and you are in, let's say, Maharashtra. You have taken the property of Delhi wala. Can I charge IGST, or I have to take registration in Delhi and charge C plus S? Let me frame the question also. Suppose the supplier, the landlord, is located in Rajasthan. Property is in Delhi. And I'm giving to customer who is also located in, let's say, Maharashtra. He has taken the property on rent. Can I charge IGST, or I have to take registration and charge C plus S? गिव मी द रिप्लाई सर। बच्चा लोग रिप्लाई करो क्योंकि मुझे कंप्लीट करना है। 10-15 मिनट आई कैन स्पेंड मोर। द आंसर इज यस, IGST कैन बी चार्ज्ड। नाउ क्वेश्चन सर, व्हाई? Because as per the section 12 subsection 3, place of the supply is location of property. I will take 2 minutes to explain the same. So I can say Delhi is my place of supply, no doubt, because Delhi I have the property, and as per section 12 subsection 3, my location of the property would be the place of the supply. In this case, my place of the supply would always be Delhi, no doubt. But suppose if supplier who is registered in Rajasthan, can he raise the invoice for this transaction by IGST, or he has to take a registration in Delhi and charge C plus S? Now listen carefully. If there is only property, it is not fixed establishment. You can check and definition of the fixed establishment, which talks about there are 3 things important. There should be the permanence. Second, there should be the human competency and technical competency to render the services. There should be the human competency and technical competency to render the services. If this is the case, then that location become fixed establishment. You need to take registration. But suppose if I have only property which I have rented out, I'm not providing any housekeeping services, any technician, any electrician, any security guard, any liftman, nothing. You need to arrange at your end for property. I just give you the property on the rent, nothing else. In that case, it is the place of the supply, but it is not the fixed establishment. And therefore, I am not required to register in Delhi. I can simply raise IGST invoice. I hope it is clear. एक बार confirm करें, is it clear? In case of the property, the place of the supply as per 12.3 is Delhi, location of the property, but it doesn't mean I have to take registration only or always in Delhi if it is an immovable property. No, sir. There's a difference between the immovable property and fixed establishment. There is a difference, huge difference. Only property, I can raise IGST invoice, no required to take the registration in every location of the property. I hope it is clear. Salary paid to the employees on roll, we have already discussed. So just writing the number. No GST because it is covered in the schedule 3. Okay. Premium paid on life insurance because it is a statutory obligation. So you can write the working note. We have done multiple on this, correct now? Let me explain, Namrata. The point is, see, if you refer the definition of the fixed establishment, it talks about 3 components. The first component is permanence degree. So that has to be the property, correct? Even if it is owned or rented, doesn't matter. Plus human competency and technical competency. Let's say I am talking about the same example. In Delhi, I have the hotel. In Delhi, I have the hotel. Now there is a receptionist. There is cooking services also available. there is housekeeping team is available, there is electrician, everything is available to render the service. Then hotel is not only the immovable property, it becomes the fixed establishment. And once it becomes the fixed establishment, I need to take the registration in Delhi. Therefore, it becomes that I am providing the service from Delhi because it is a fixed establishment. I have to take registration and charge C+S. Second case, let's say I have the only property, भले वो hotel का property हो, and you are my customer who are taking on rent. Everything is being managed by you. I'm giving only rent. In that case, yes, I can charge IGST, no problem, no requirement to take registration in Delhi. Do we need to write this much? No, no, no. Regarding the immovable property, Sriram, you mean to say immovable property? This particular question. So I have deviated from the question. I have touched upon another point which I need to explain. So whatever we have discussed with respect to the immovable property, not to write in the exam. Simply, you can say that assume supplier is located. I have given the assumption either A or B. The right assumption is B. Simply, you need to write that we assume that landlord is also located in the same state, and therefore the tax is being CGST and SGST. This is sufficient for the purpose of examination. I hope it is clear. Namrata, Sriram. One more thing. Please confirm, is it clear? $20,000, $15,000, $15,000. See, Sriram, that will depend upon the question number. Suppose it is only 5 marks. So I will not spend too much time on the such type of the detailed working mode. Let's say this question is of 14 marks. I would spend the time. See, how much is your speed? How much is the time allocated to that question? And what is the weightage of that question? Combining all these things, you have to spend the time on every question. एक बात जरूर ध्यान रखना, सिर्फ एक क्वेश्चन ज्यादा अच्छे तरीके से करने से कई गुना बेटर है डू ऑल द क्वेश्चन. Sometime I have observed or I have listened that sir, I have done very good, but I am not able to complete the paper. No use, no use. First target to complete the paper. Give the weightage or give the working note in detail or in brief to the question which is of longer mark or which is of higher marks. Is it clear, Sriram? Fine. So now let's computation of tax liability on outward supply. How much is the sale? Supplies in Rajasthan. 8,75,000. So I can say simply it will be supplies in the state other than Rajasthan. 3,75,000. Export under LUT. Because it is under LUT, so there will be no tax. So this is my total tax liability. Now, computation of liability to be paid in cash. Now, this is very important. Not important. So no problem, because liability is more, balance is less. It's very simple, nothing special. Same thing, Namrata, same thing can be repeated for final also. Time management is very important. So suppose there's one question of 14 mark, calculate in the reverse. See the total time and then divided by number of question or number of marks accordingly. Do the proper calculation and then spend the time. Never spend so much of the time in a question which you knows very well, and not spend or not attempt any question which you doesn't know. This should not be there. So this is the answer, question number. And the last question, then we will move to the quick round of question answer. Very short question. George Private Limited, registered supplier at Kerala, who pays the GST under regular scheme, have made the following transaction during the tax period. Purchase from the registered person in New Delhi 5 lakh. Purchase from a registered person in Trivandrum, Kerala 2,50,000. Sales to the New Delhi, sales to Trivandrum, Kerala. Company has complied with all the conditions to avail the ITC. Following further information regarding the opening balance available with it for the tax period, taxes, this much of the amount, interest and penalty. Compute the net payable, net tax payable from the electronic cash ledger. Same question. So computation of tax liability on outward supply, sales made to New Delhi. $10 lakh. It would be IGST 18%. Sales made to Kerala, Trivandrum, it would be C plus S. Then computation of ITC. Let's say, suppose this is a 5-mark question. So I will not spend any time on the working note. Or rather, I will spend the only, or I will write only 1 or 2 working note. That's it. Purchase made from the registered person in Delhi. So it would be 5 lakh. purchase made from a registered party in Kerala. How much is the 2,50,000? What is the total tax payable? 72,180. And what is the total ITC? There is an opening balance. Can we take the ITC of interest penalty? Answer would be no. I can take the benefit of only opening balance of taxes part. So how much is the closing balance? How much is the closing balance? Now please calculate and tell me that which head I need to pay in cash. This is now become important. You have to calculate and tell me under which head I have to pay the cash. Giving you 2 minutes. This much is of the liability and bottom is my ITC closing balance. You tell me and give me the answer under which head I need to pay in cash. मैं वेट कर रहा हूं. आई एम गिविंग यू 2 मिनट. ठीक है. Give me the answer that in which head I need to pay in cash. And then also tell me how much amount. Janvi, how much amount? सब लोग रेडी है ना रिवीजन के लिए? आर यू रेडी फॉर रिवीजन? Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. So the liability under IGST is 180, CGST 72,000, SGST 72,000. What is the ITC? ITC is 190 under CGST, 72,500 under SGST, 52,500 under C and S. 180 first. Correct. So will there be any liability to be paid for I? Answer would be no. कुछ बचा पे करने के लिए? नहीं, कुछ भी नहीं बचा. Now C has 72 and S has 72. So the balance 10,000. The balance 10,000, if we give to C, then the problem is we need to pay more cash. We need to pay more cash. Like suppose I will give 10,000 here. The balance is exhausted of ITC, of IGST, yes. Then how much they need? They need 62,000. Whether IGST has the balance of 62,000? Yes. So all liabilities completed, nothing to be paid in cash? No. Now, what is the liability of SGST? 72. Whether it has under I? No. C cannot take under S 52,500. If we do this, then how much amount we need to pay in cash? 19,500. But this is not the effective way of utilization. Why? Because as per section 49A, 49B, read with rule 88A and circular 98, combining all the four things, if we have the excess ITC in IGST, we can give in any order, in any manner, in any proportion. Therefore, I would prefer to give 10,000. We should prefer to give 10,000 here. Once we will give 10,000 to S, entirely S, whether IGST ka ITC is fully exhausted? Yes. So now I can move to the utilization of C and S ka ITC. Any liability has been taken from I? No. So entire amount to be taken from CGST, ITC. Any liability to be paid in cash? No, because CGST ITC has sufficient balance. Now, they have taken 10,000 from I and they can take entire amount from S. So by this, we have to pay only 9,500 under SGST cash. So this would be the proper way of utilization. But suppose whatever the weightage of this question, now in this question, you at least have to give the reply or you have to give the comment of section 49A and B, read with rule 88A. So this much of the comment should be given. Then I think it would be sufficient. Is it clear? So now I will move to the quick round of the question answer. I'm stopping the video. I'm stopping the sharing screen. Now, Ashokji, I would be in the center, so you can make the changes accordingly. Okay. So let me start. Quick round. देखते हैं सर आप लोग कितना एक्टिवली पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं आईटीसी चैप्टर. ठीक है. The first question in the section 16 subsection 2, there are multiple conditions for taking the ITC, out of which there is one condition that the return has been furnished under section 39, which is nothing but the GSTR 3B. My question to all of you, the GSTR 3B as per 16 subsection 2 clause D, this condition or the condition recipient or supplier, that condition is of supplier should file the 3B or the recipient should file the 3B. Condition is of which GSTR 3B, supplier 3B or recipient 3B. This is my point. Give me the answer. I will allow 1 minute for every question. Then we'll move to the next question. We have 15-20 minutes. So we'll spend good time on the quick round of the question answer. You can treat the same as MCQ. or you can treat the same as a revision of entire ITC chapter. बार बार मेरे को कुछ स्क्रीन तो शेयर करनी नहीं, so I will keep the system, another system in front of me. Answer is recipient. Answer is recipient GSTR 3B. You can refer the 16 subsection 2 clause D. The word is being used he. So 16.2 is basically talking about the ITC for the recipient. We all know that ITC will be taken by the recipient. So the clause A is talking about he has received the goods or services. He has the tax invoice. And last clause is he should furnish the GSTR section 39 return. It means the word he means it is talking about recipient, not the supplier. Okay. Next question. There are some number of days. If the payment is made by the recipient within how many days? If not, then he has to reverse the ITC. How many days? कितने दिन की बात है? How many days if the recipient has not made the payment to the supplier, then ITC should be reversed. It's a very simple question. It's a very simple question, right? The answer is 180 days. Will it be with interest or without interest? Will it be with interest or without interest? Answer is with interest. Answer is with interest. Can you please tell me only one exception wherein even if I have not made the payment to the supplier within 180 days, I am not required to reverse my ITC. Recipient not made the payment within 180 days to the supplier, not made the payment, is still ITC not required to be reversed. Can you please tell me one exception? Sriram, absolutely correct. Only the rate of interest would be 18 because it is retrospectively amended. Section 50, subsection 3, the retrospectively amended, and now the rate of interest is 18%. Absolutely correct. The 180 days is the right answer along with interest. That is also the right answer. Can you please tell me only one exception wherein the non-payment will not attract reversal? Yes. One answer is Janvi Agrawal, reverse charge, absolutely correct. Second answer, Namrata, very nice. Supply without consideration. It is being covered in the Rule 37 exceptions. Correct. If it is a Schedule 1 transaction, supply without consideration, then there is no requirement of payment. Any more participant? Any other reply would you like to add? Next question. What is the last date to take the ITC? What is the last date to take the input tax credit? What is the time limit to take the ITC? 16 subsection 4 basically I'm talking about. What is the last date to take the ITC? What is the last date to take the ITC? 30th November or furnishing of annual return, whichever is early. Absolutely correct. A relevant question. It is not related to the ITC chapter, but it is linked to some this date. Listen my question carefully. What could be the last date to issue the credit note? I can bet that most of the participants will give the incorrect answer. Listen my question carefully. My question is that what is the last date to issue the credit note? I can 100% say that the majority will give incorrect answer. What is my question? What is the last date to issue the credit note? Why so? Sriram, is it not covered by section 34 subsection 2? How, sir? Sriram, 34 subsection 2. How can I issue the credit note by unlimited time period? Because credit note, I'm reducing my tax liability. So obviously there would be the cutoff date. मैं जहां ले जाना चाहता था वहां तक आप नहीं पहुंच पाए. मैं पूछ रहा हूं कि व्हाट इज द लास्ट डेट टू इश्यू द क्रेडिट नोट. Read, so take the question as a homework and read 34 subsection 2. Give me the answer in the next class. Remind me what is the last date to issue the credit note was my question. Now see, okay, you are told no last date. No. All are saying, who are saying that no last date, that is not correct. First point, the last date is being governed by 34 subsection 2. My point, which I like to highlight, my question was date of issue of the credit note. What could be the last date to issue the credit note? The answer is October end. But you may ask, sir, 34 subsection 2 is talking about 30th November. 34 subsection 2 is talking about 30th November. But how you can say 30th October or 31st October? Read the language of 34.2. It says that declare the credit note by 30th November. Declare the credit note by 30th November. We know that if we need to declare something in November month, so that return would be late to late of October. वो रिटर्न कौन से महीने का होगा? अक्टूबर का ही होगा ना. अक्टूबर का रिटर्न हम नवंबर में फाइल करते हैं, करेक्ट ना? नवंबर का रिटर्न हम नवंबर में फाइल कर सकते हैं? नहीं. अक्टूबर का रिटर्न जो नवंबर में फाइल कर रहे हो, अगर मैं उसमें डिक्लेयर की बात कर रहा हूं तो डेट ऑफ इश्यू ऑफ क्रेडिट नोट क्या होगा? मैक्स टू मैक्स 30th October, 31st October. Agreed or not? Do you agree with this or not? This question will not come in exam. See, this question will not come in exam, but this question would be more relevant for your understanding point of view, for your analytical mind, analytical skill point of view. Is it okay? Please confirm. Is it clear? Fine. Let's move ahead. We all know one thing, that if I have the exempt supply and if I have the taxable supply, I have to reverse proportionate ITC. That we know. Can you please tell me what is the item, what is the supply which are considered as exempt? See, I like to talk about in the GST, there is a provision 17 subsection 3 which have widened the scope of exempt supply. Something which is exempted by notification, that is exempted. Apart from that, some more has been considered as exempted. I like to ask, what more is considered as exempted? Give me one item. Seventeen subsection 3 has widened the scope of exempt supply. Some more items, some more supply has been added in the meaning of exempt for the purpose of reversal. Not right. Someone has given the answer schedule section 10. Not correct. Not correct. My answer is outward RCM, which is taxable, but tax is being paid by the recipient. In my hand, it will be considered as exempt. Second, sale of land and completed building, para 5 of schedule 3. Okay, and sale of securities. So these items are also being added as an exempt supply, which is actually not exempted. It is non-taxable, or not non-taxable, it is no supply at all. Correct. Or it is outward RCM. But 17 subsection 3, if I read, बहुत बढ़िया जानवी, बहुत बढ़िया से बिका. Absolutely, very nice. Appreciated. Outward supply of RCM, sale of land, completed building, sale of securities. Whether schedule 3 is considered exempt supply for the purpose of reversal. Whether schedule 3, all 8 paras are considered as exempt supply for the purpose of reversal. Yes or no? Answer is no, because as per the explanation to 17 subsection 3, which talks about that schedule 3, only one para, that is para 5, is considered as exempted. Rest all the para is not considered as exempted, not required to be reversed. There is slight amendment which we are not talking about. They are covering one more para, so which we will not talk about right now. Okay. Next question. See, very important question and very technical, very deep question I like to ask. Any exception wherein the supply is exempted, but still I am not required to reverse my common ITC. Repeating, very important question. I am talking about name of the exempt supply you need to give me, which not attract the reversal as per rule 42 and 43. I am required to reverse my common ITC for my exempt supply, correct? But I like to ask one exception wherein I am not required to reverse my common ITC. Still, I have some exempt supply. मजा आ जाएगा. Literally, I'll say, I'll enjoy if you give me the reply of this question. I'm not sure whether it is there in our module or not, or in your paper or not. So I think I have the module in front of me. So you can leave it. My answer was some explanation to the rule 43, which is nothing but the interest part, interest which is considered as exempt, but not required to reverse my common ITC. Oh my God, great. Very nice, Zanvi. Oh, nice. The banking company, financial institution, NBFC, they have also some exempt and taxable supply, but they have one alternate option of reversal of ITC. They have one alternate option. Instead of following the 42, 43, they have one alternate option. Can you tell me what is the alternate option? How much percentage they need to reverse? %50. Very correct. 50%. Last question for the day. Last question for the day. See, there is a section 18 ITC in case of special circumstances, wherein I have taken new registration, or I have converted from composite to regular, or my exempt supply become taxable. I can take the ITC to the extent of stock available, something like that. There is some time limit that this stock or capital goods should not be older than this much. Should not be older than this much of the period. If it is older than this much of the period, I cannot take the ITC, even if it is lying in my stock. Section 18, I'm talking about section 18, subsection 2, which is talking about some period. That this item should not be older than this much of the period. What is the period which is being mentioned in the section 18 for the purpose of taking the ITC? If you have the stock not more than this much of the period, then you can take the ITC. Answer is, so before giving the answer, please confirm. Have you enjoyed the quick round of the question answer? आपको अच्छा लगा ये quick round of the question answer? Whether you have enjoyed or not, just confirm. Before giving me the answer, please tell me. The right answer is correct. Not more than 1 year. Should not be older than 1 year. So by this, we can conclude our today class. So next class would be on Sunday. There is a slight changes in the program. So I have rescheduled the classes. Next class would be on Sunday. After that, next class would be on, you check the calendar, yeah. You check the calendar. एक बार आप चेक कर लेना. बट नेक्स्ट क्लास संडे, उसके बाद कब क्लास होगी मैं संडे को बता दूंगा. ठीक है. थैंक यू वेरी मच. गुड नाइट टू ऑल ऑफ यू. विल मीट ऑन संडे नेक्स्ट क्लास. थैंक यू. अशोक जी, वी कैन क्लोज.